Okay, excuse me, guys. Okay, how's it going? We're gonna get started here in about 4 minutes, give or take. Just want to get stuff ready, and let me know if the mic volume is too high or too low, and we will, of course, fix that depending. No, I'm actually totally with Byron. I mean, I think that RTS games. I was actually, I think, having a discussion, about this, where the older you get, the more you lose that hand-eye coordination. And so I think that with RTS games, the older we get, the more we kind of are drawn away from them. It's a bit sad, but yeah, that's absolutely true. If you make a mistake, it's a serious problem, and you lose the game, that sort of thing. Yeah, definitely Muso. Well, Muso, you like more. I guess it is real time strategy, but you like more the MOBA games. Which, at least with the MOBA games, it's hard to explain. Like at least like several people are doing their own role. So, in my opinion, I think I'd be more drawn to a MOBA that wasn't so fantasy based, but was more like realistic based than a regular RTS. Because at least then, if you make a mistake and mess up, you can try to blame somebody else. You can be like, wait, it wasn't just me. It was also this guy. But in an RTS, it's like it's obvious whose fault it is. And of course, the same is probably true with MOBAs. If it's a really obvious mistake, that's definitely true. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna jump right in, boys and girls. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a new game. We had a few people here actually that have just seen this for the first time. So we will be jumping into the Red Wah, and if you see that right there, that is a wonderful commissar. Just absolutely looking beastly as always. And we're going to go ahead and select this mission. This campaign. Now, this campaign might have my favorite mission, at least in the game itself. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and take a look. And basically, I would say not my favorite mission in the entire game, but my favorite starting mission, really. So let's go ahead. The Red Wah descends. And you know what? Just for fun, today we're doing a 1 hour stream, so what do you guys say we go for Grim Darkness? The hard difficulty with formidable waves of enemies. Let's see Agrippa get crushed here. So we're going to play the Grim Darkness right here, and we're going to select. This is the hardest difficulty in the game. We usually go with normal, which is the second to last, essentially. So this time I might get completely crushed. We're going to have increased enemies. The enemies are going to have increased hit points. I'm not sure if it affects our accuracy and damage. I don't think it does. But, if the enemy have more hit points, it's going to take more shots to kill them, and there's going to be a lot more of them. So this should be interesting, to say the least. Okay. So Grugface Rippa, there we go, is on his way. And what we need to do is we not only have to defend this area, but we also have to advance. So let me just make sure that everything's running okay over here, guys. Yeah, I would refresh, Lanzer. Thank you, do a barrel roll. Okay, I love my Ogrins. You guys know this. I'm going to have to take some of them. So I'm just going to go ahead right away, get some Ogrins. I love my basilisks, the Hammer of Hive Secundus. The names that that they come up with are just so cool. The Veterans of the Vogan campaign, we'll take him. We want to take some Lehman Russ battle tanks for sure. And if you look at the left-hand side, you can see basically the hit points. We're also going to take the Castellan. So the Castellan, as far as I understand it, is sort of like the leader of the Commissars. He also has a lot of interesting abilities. I think he can call in airstrikes, or is it Valkyrie strikes? I think it's Valkyrie strikes would be the proper pronunciation. I might also bring some Bulgrins along, but we'll have to wait and see. So we've got that. We could just go ahead and get some regular guardsmen as well. Why not? Like just to fill out the front lines. We'll take the Chimera, Hammer Corps, and the Chimera Shadow Battalion. We still got about 1,000 to spend here. So I'm trying to look around and see what I want and what I need specifically. The Hellhound, take him. Unfortunately, I mean, there's absolutely uses for the guardsmen, but just like in the tabletop game, guardsmen are not that strong. It's just that simple. They get killed very easily. That being said, this guardsman unit has grenade launchers, so we can use them at a distance and hopefully keep them alive for a few seconds longer. That's about all they have, is a few seconds longer. Let's see, what else do we want to take? I do want to take the Bulgrins, but I think since we're playing on hard difficulty, I might go for numbers over quality, just to sort of offset the massive amount of enemies attacking us. I will take the Commissar. I will take these guardsmen with a grenade launcher, and these guardsmen with a plasma gun. I think that's fair. And we could take the Primaris Psyker. Nice. Wow, that worked out perfectly. Okay, let's go for it. So I don't think I've actually used the Psyker on a stream. I've certainly used the Psyker before playing on my own, but I'm not sure if I've used him on the stream. Okay, I'm happy with the deployment, so we'll go ahead and end the turn. And at this point, what we have to do is just wait for the enemy to begin attacking, and believe me, they will. They will definitely begin attacking us. Just trying to get some angled shots here, make sure that I like the look of my army, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now, we have to move forward eventually, guys, and take this victory point. But before we go for that victory point, we're going to basically be waiting for the enemy to attack. There are going to be hordes of enemies on the way. So I'd like to deal with them first, as much as I can. At the same time, maybe moving is the right option here. There we go. They've got some war buggies. I hate war buggies. No, I don't hate them like I'm scared of them. I actually don't like using them. It's actually one thing I'm not too concerned about that the enemy has. I much prefer war buggies to, the bikes. I forget what the name of the bikes are that the orcs use. Let's jump in here to the chat just to make sure everything is good. Yeah, Pixel might be right. I'm going to get whooped by the orcs. I wouldn't be surprised. In my defense, we are playing Grim Darkness, so this is the hardest difficulty possible. Here we go. Let's go ahead and fire some artillery over at these orcs. Ooh, critical hit already. Oh, yeah. They're in trouble. Let's get another shot over here. We gotta get out of here. I love that. They're starting to realize, like, yeah, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Now, usually I would keep everybody behind the barricades here, but we actually do have some barricades here to defend, so I'm bringing these Ogrins out. And I never get sick of telling the story of the Ogrins, but basically they come from a planet with extremely strong gravity. So what that means is, it's much easier to fall, but, things in general are much heavier. And so they're extremely strong, but also extremely stupid. And so they've had to give them these massive, huge guns, because if you give them regular guns, they actually break them. I don't know if they break them on purpose. I think they might, but they're just not very smart. But to me, they are the Emperor's children. They're wonderful. They're mutants, but they're acceptable mutants to the Emperor's cause. I really, really like the Ogrins. I am going to move one Chimera out just to start getting some shots on the enemy here. We're going to use that multi-laser. Oh, man, that thing is devastating. And we could also use the heavy bolter, but right now, I think the multi-laser is more important. Not bad. And now we'll use the bolter. Gotta love that, man. That thing is beautiful. I would take out some more units, but I think we need to be really careful with this mission. You can't move guys out of this position until you're actually ready to move, or you will just get swarmed. So let's end the turn. Turn it over to the orcs. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. They're already attacking with a lot of guys. Nice return fire. Yes. The Lehman Russ battle tank. Look at that. Just blasting them away. Oh, I think there's going to be a lot of orc bodies at the end of this. If we die, we die in defense of the Emperor. So it's okay. Please send a letter to my mother. Make sure she knows I loved her. Oh, yeah. There we go. Ogrins on the defensive. Yeah, they're already all around us, and that Runt Herder is definitely who I'm going for first. The Runt Herder has a pretty cool ability. I don't think it's that powerful. It's more frustrating, where he can basically summon an entire group of Gretchen around him. So, like, 4 or 5 squads of Gretchen that, just basically become cannon fodder for your men, but you still have to deal with them. So I think killing that Runt Herder is one of our big tasks. But especially when the orcs are massed up like that, this is a perfect opportunity for us to just blow them to bits. We're just going to try to shoot them down. We already took out one of the war buggies, but right now it's really important that our chimeras start firing. Oh no, don't shoot the Ogrins. What have they ever done to you? Friendly Ogrins. They wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, maybe not. Here we go. Yeah, they're definitely attacking with a very aggressive approach right away. I'm definitely noticing the difficulty here, because even on this mission, it takes at least 2-3 turns for you to have this many enemies massing. Yep, Muso's absolutely right. So basically, it's not enough just to stay here. As fun as it is, it's not enough just to stay here and, you know, fight off the orcs. Although personally, I think that's important in the first stages of the actual battle itself. Eventually, we're going to have to move forward. We have to take this point, and then we have to move over here, and we have to take this point. So initially, though, yeah, you definitely have to focus on the hordes attacking. But at some point, you have to take a risk, and you've got to start moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and fire over here. I hope we hit the Runt Herder as well. The Earthshaker Cannon. Ooh, yeah. Oh, man. We's dying. I love when they say that. Okay, that means I'm doing my job. Let's go ahead and fire over here. We're also scaring these orcs. Wow, that was kind of a misfire, but it still worked. Look at that. I'm not sure he can have an open funeral. It's just not going to work out too well for him. Let's go ahead and grab the Lehman Russ tank here. And unfortunately, the Runt Herder is actually behind cover, which is really annoying. I'm going to see if we can hit him with the Chimera. We definitely can. I'm not sure if we can kill him, though. And I'd really like to kill him by this turn. So, do we want to send guys out? I'm not sure we do. We got the Psyker. The Psyker's got some really, really insane abilities. One of them is being able to open up a portal to, what's it called? Let's take a look here. The Warp. So basically we open a portal to the Warp here. And if you don't want to go to the Warp. Any of you guys that know anything about 40k know about the Warp. Chaos certainly knows about the Warp. It's not a place that really a human or any being for that matter that's not a demon can really survive, you know, for any amount of time, to be honest. It's a terrible place. Let's go ahead and open fire here on these guys. Take our Ogrins. And these are the Nob Sluggers. So the Nobs, of course, sort of the nobles of the orc class. They could put up a decent fight. I'm not sure how well they're going to do against Ogrins. Now that Warp Vortex is also has an AoE effect, so it will affect them for several turns. And here we go. We do get a shot on the Runt Herder with our Guardsman. Wouldn't it be great if our Guardsman got a kill here? Especially on something like the Runt Herder. Nice shooting, boys. Oh, yes. The Emperor would be proud. Of course, you're not going to last very long, but good job anyway. All right, let's go ahead and... That was a really good shot, honestly. I love the blood on the snow there behind him, too. Perfect shot. Yeah, the Guardsmen are surprising me during this particular battle. They're not doing too bad. Now, the problem with the grenade launcher squads, and it is a big problem, is despite the fact that these guys have a pretty cool weapon that affects a large area, we need to be very close. Like, I think we need to be at least a tile closer, which puts us in shooting range of the enemy. And obviously, you don't want to be in shooting range of the orcs. That's just, you know, common sense there. Let's see if these fellows get them behind cover. These are our Bulgrins. They're sort of like Ogrins on steroids. They're actually using the treads of destroyed Lehman Russ tanks as shields. So that's how strong these guys are. And remember that the actual planet that they come from has extremely high gravity. So something that we would consider, you know, really heavy to them is like as light as a feather. They could pick up, you know, a 50-pound dumbbell. It'd be the same as us picking up like a piece of hair off the floor. Let's take a look here. Ooh, plasma gun time. Now keep in mind, if our units at least are next to each other, then you can't accidentally hit a unit. But let's say we have this unit on a tile ahead, like over here, we could risk hitting them by firing. In this case, we are definitely safe. Let's see, we've already used the plasma gun. Oh, we still have some shots. Oh, what just happened? Did we just, like, misfire there? Let's try again. It was definitely a misfire. Oh, that's bad. We basically just blew a hole in our own defenses, so sorry about that, guys. See how we can remedy that situation. Well, at least it makes our men even more likely to be as violent as possible, which we desperately need right now. Let's try to kill that war buggy. All right, cool. And it looks like we can actually get a shot off here. Not sure why we can't hit this unit. Maybe it's the burning war buggy in the way. But I'll go ahead and try to kill a few orcs here. Not bad. Thinking maybe we should move the Ogryn back. So that's what I'm going to do. Get him back into cover. Oh, I love the Ogryns. Let's take a look here. Hey, Van Bishop, how you doing, bud? This scenario is very unclear, says Kendra. Yeah, I mean, I can understand what you guys are saying in the sense that, like, it's definitely a pretty complicated starting scenario. That is true. That being said, though, I think it absolutely prepares you for Sons of Cadia once you keep on playing. You know, once you master this, you're going to have no problem moving on and knowing what to do in the rest of the game. But yes, without a doubt, you know, even the first time I played this, this is definitely a challenging scenario. And I like that. I think that's awesome. Also, we get the use of the amazing Commissar and the Prefects, which is an added bonus. Let's go ahead, guys. We're going to end the turn here. Turn it over to the orcs. Come on, boys. Oh man, there's a lot of them. I'm amazed they're not afraid of the Bulgrins, but they are orcs. They're not very smart, so they have no problem getting near a Bulgrin. Not going to end well for them. They're going to attack a Bulgrin in melee? Really? No. 25 HP loss to you, 6 HP loss to us. That's a terrible idea on their part. And it actually looks like some of them are retreating back to the center here. Any of the units surrounding the Vortex will take damage, but it looks like it would have actually been better to wait and cast the Vortex right here. Because we know some of the units are going to go into that area. Like, for instance, these guys might get hurt by the Vortex. Getting some good shots there on our beautiful, beautiful Ogryns. Face only a mother could love. Yeah, these orcs are definitely acting like orcs. I mean, firing at the front of a Chimera, attacking Bulgrins head-on. You know, that's just typical amongst orcs. You know, they're not too concerned about death or dying. They're concerned about being, you know, glorious in battle. And right now they're actually doing a really good job because they're completely removing this defensive barrier. And it's going to make it a lot easier for them to get up close and personal with our guys. Let's take a look here. Back to us. And look at all the orc bodies here. I mean, we have definitely done a number on them. That initial frontal assault did not work at all. But this one is looking really nasty. So I'm going to go ahead. First thing I'm going to do, of course, is open fire. Let's see that gun in action as well. I love that. Actually, I think I'll fire back. No, let's hit the front lines. And actually, now since they're so close, we can also use our bolters. I was actually surprised that a basilisk had a bolter, to be honest with you. Oh, devastating. Critical hits all around. And with our Bulgrins, first thing I'm going to do is, I think I want to teach this guy a lesson. And we could get one more attack here. Maybe we should try and fire back here. Could we fire? Yes, we could. We could try to fire at the tree. And that damage is going to spread. Beautiful. Guardsmen, it's time for you to lay down your lives. So you see the distance here, I think that's max distance for the grenade launcher. And that's definitely not good because of the fact that the guardsmen have such low HP that all we need to do is have one orc unit get a bit close and we're essentially finished. It's not a very good situation. I'm going to move the commissar forward to try to call in something. And if not, we can also rally our units, although I don't think it's quite time for that yet. Let's get some perspectives of the Chimera here. What an awesome vehicle. So I guess this is more similar to a modern day APC, but one with, you know, laser cannons, of course, which makes it a bit more deadly. And I'm going to use this guy, and I'm also going to fire into this area. Now, if you see all those broken skulls, etc., essentially these units are losing their morale, and at some point, you can't even fight with a low morale. You know, even orcs do have things to be terrified of. Uh-oh. Mostly that's other orcs, but in this case, you know, they absolutely have to be terrified of our artillery. Let's open fire. This is the Gatling cannon. And even though the accuracy of this thing is questionable at best, the fact that it fires so many rounds actually makes it pretty useful. You can see here, we're getting some pretty decent shots despite the fact that we don't have the best accuracy. It's like 20%. Let's see. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn the entire hull so that if they start firing at me, they're going to hit the front of the Chimera. And as most of you probably know, with an armored vehicle, hitting the front is the worst place to aim because that's where all the armor is located, or most of it anyway. And not to mention, I mean, the front of that Chimera just looks so awesome. I love that thing. It's just a beautiful vehicle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to target the units behind these units. That way, if we miss these guys, we might accidentally hit these guys anyway. So let's do it. Beautiful crits there. Not much left. Let's see the chat. Hi, Gonez Duranzo. You seem new. Welcome. And Planet Buster. How's it going, man? Good to see some new faces here. Okay. I'm hoping that vortex is going to do some AoE damage because I have yet to see it. I mean, maybe we just didn't take note of it. And keep in mind that both of our Chimeras have chain guns on them. These are not Chimeras, excuse me, our Lehman Russ battle tanks. These are not regular Lehman Russ battle tanks with a proper cannon. Oh, wait a minute. This one does have a battle cannon. That's right. Now, this thing is a beauty. Got to talk about this one a little bit. This is the battle tank Storm of Terrace Past. And unlike most of the tanks, it's got 3 weapons. So it doesn't just have a cannon. It doesn't just have a laser. It doesn't just have a bolter. It has all 3. So very, very useful weapon here. I'm going to go ahead and fire with it. And pretty soon, especially since we're playing in the harder difficulty, I do need to consider... Oh, that was just awesome. I do need to consider advancing and taking that next point. At some point during this mission, you do have to make that jump. You need to say, all right, it's time. Remember, we don't necessarily have to hold this point. I'm actually kind of lying because this is a victory point if I'm not mistaken. But you do eventually need to move. You know, you can't just stay in one place and hope for the best. It's just not going to work out for you. If you guys see those red tiles, that means if we move into that area, we will definitely take fire from the enemy. Yeah, why not? I'll take it. I don't think they're going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, 12 HP. We can accept that. And now we can give them a special little gift. A little bit of Chimera's fire. Or Hellhound fire, excuse me. This was a Hellhound, not a Chimera. Let's give him a little bit more. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Nice and toasty. We were just trying to warm you guys up. It's pretty cold out here, you know? You're welcome. Let's see. That's what the Emperor calls purification. Good shooting, man. These guardsmen, you know, they really do deserve a medal. The Lasgun Forgotten Fallen. They've done a great job, and so have the Death Wardens. So these guys, I have to say, as far as guardsmen go, I'm very impressed. Good shot. Oh, my goodness. There's nothing left. There's nothing left of the poor guy. Very good shooting. Now, one thing I will not do is take these guardsmen outside of the base until we're ready to move. I might put them right here on the edge of the base because we can still get some shots. But even this is risky. You know, remember, these guys have very, very low HP. Nice. Let's get that Psyker to move forward. We also have the lightning ability, but really this ability is mostly used for close combat situations, and essentially you're using warp lightning to just devastate your enemy. We'll get a close-up look at the Psyker. He might be the coolest looking guy on the field next to the Prefectus and the Commissar. I just love the way he looks. Actually reminds me of, I don't know if you guys are going to remember this, but a certain game called Red Alert. There's a certain bad guy in that game. I think it's Red Alert 2. If anybody can name the name, I wish I had the power to give you sliths. I would give them to you, but since I don't, and if anybody can name the name, let us know. Now look at that. We can get air support from the Prefectus. Of course, we're not going to use it now, but I'm going to start moving the Prefectus into an area where that air support might come in useful eventually. Okay, let's see what else. I don't know if I want to get another guardsman squad over there. No, I think we're going to stay put. Let's take a look here. I can, says Muzo. Well, we should give them something. If they can come up with who I'm thinking of from, and I'm giving them, you know, some hints. Red Alert 2, he's the bad guy. Let's give them what? Like, you decide, a few hundred sliths. See if anybody can come up with who that Psyker looks like. Of course, this is totally subjective. It's coming from my own mind, but I really think the two bear a striking resemblance. Okay, we're going to end the turn here, and we'll see what the orcs are up to. Oh yeah, they're definitely coming back to the center. These guys don't mess around. You know, their task right now is to kill us, and I'm sure that any sort of torture inflicted upon them by their own war bosses would be much worse than just getting shot and killed quickly by a las cannon. So that's probably the reason that they're not too afraid right now. You know, they want to die in combat gloriously. Some of them are running away, though, and that's because we basically sapped their morale, but they will return, for sure. War buggy's getting out of here as well. I mean, that's a good sign. It means we put up a great fight, but they'll be back. As you can see, turns remaining. I can't tell you guys when you should start moving. Frankly, I don't remember when I usually start moving, but I'm guessing like around turn 10 or something, you should probably get moving. You know, it takes a while to capture these areas. You're probably going to be capturing them with your armored vehicles anyway. So I'm actually going to do something a bit silly here. And I'm going to go ahead and try to get behind these guys and use this unit as a bit of a scout. We could see a Kilocan right there, so I'm going to use the multi-laser on the Kilocan, although I don't think we're going to do a lot of damage to him. Nonetheless, one less Kilocan or one damaged Kilocan is always a good thing. Okay, let's get our plasma guns. Now, I said I wouldn't move these guys out of the base, and I'm going to keep my word. Oh, nice shooting. I can't believe that warp is still up, man. That's creepy. Yeah, good shooting. Let's fire again. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to start sending small groups of men forward. So we'll send the Bullgrins to follow the Chimera. And then if we decide we can move on the point, we'll do it. But we'll also keep some men here to defend this victory point. So that is one thing about the mission that is pretty tough, is the fact that you still have to defend this victory point. It's not like you could just immediately start advancing. You definitely want to try and kill as many enemies as possible before you start moving. I'll send these Ogrins forward as well. Good shooting. And I'll send forward the Hellhound. We could burn him, but we're also going to hit our own men, so I'm just going to use the blasters for now. Should say the heavy bolter. Then again, I don't know if we're going to do much damage using fire against a Chimera. I'm going to take the risk. 4 HP, yeah, that's really nothing. So that actually was okay. There's one guy left behind this tree. Look at that. Just imagine how he must feel. So I think I might survive this. I don't think so. Unlikely. All right. So this is also an excellent, excellent ability by the Psyker, the Domination ability, which basically means that if we cast this on any unit, no matter how brave, their morale will be reduced. They are basically going to just say, look, I don't want any part of this, and they're going to run. You know, once you're exposed to the warp, few people come back normal. Most people come back vegetables or, you know, complete psychopaths. So, you know, a lot of the people, obviously, that become chaos go to the warp. It's not a place you want to be. And the interesting thing is the Psychers are really the only ones, and I think the Librarians, too, in the Imperium, that have the right, as far as I know, the right and the I guess, the ability to go into the warp unharmed. But even they can only stay there for a few seconds before going completely crazy. Yes! Oh, there's nothing left there. All right, I said I wouldn't move the guardsmen forward, but things change, right? We're moving some guardsmen forward. Hello. So actually, since we're so close and we've got las guns, our chance to hit is very low. Which is kind of funny. Las guns are not great up close, but we managed to get a kill. So also keep in mind, for those of you guys that are new to the game, that believe it or not, your units can gain levels. And once they gain levels, they can actually start getting some upgrades, which is really neat. Send one of the tanks forward. Send the guardsmen out. We're going to start sort of reconning the area. The Death Wardens should be able to get a shot here as well. Ooh, I don't want those burners getting close. We gonna explode. The things they say. Fresh souls for the warp. Let's take a look here at the chat. Yes, Gunnock Gunk got it. Let me see. Wait a minute. Death Wins got it first. No, wait. Let's see. Death Mins. It was Death Wins, I believe. No, wait. It was Do a Barrel Roll. It was definitely Do a Barrel Roll. And yes, that was who I was thinking about. Yuri. I miss Yuri so much. They're great. Thanks, Sunnif. So Psychers can't go into the warp. Okay, only things inside a Geller field can exist in the warp. Okay, so when the Psyker does the, let me find his skill here. This particular skill, the phase shift. Only the strong of mind can enter the warp realm. Only the strongest can return. Primaris Psyker shifts out of reality. So doesn't that mean he goes at least temporarily to the warp? That was always my understanding. And again, that might just be in this game. That might not be canon. I'm not sure. Let's see. I think the first thing that got me interested in Warhammer in general was when I was a young lad, and I was in a Games Workshop store. I picked up a magazine. I think it was White Dwarf. And I read a story actually about, and this was not 40K, this was Warhammer, where a soldier, an Imperial Guard soldier, or an Imperial soldier, I should say, maybe a Bretonnian, was in some desert. He was about to die, and he managed to find the warp, and then he became a devotee of Slanesh. But it just had a really cool description of what that was like and how he lost his mind. I wish I could find that story again, but I couldn't tell you what what magazine edition of White Dwarf it was. In fact, I'm not even sure if White Dwarf still exists as a magazine. As you can see there, already those guardsmen taking some major, major hits. This is why moving them out is a bit of a dangerous thing to do. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh no. Oh, I hate those helicopters. I hate those things. Oh no. 52 HP. Oh, now we're starting to see what they actually have here. What the orcs actually have up their sleeves. And I'm really tempted to get that Prefectus up there so we can call in some airstrikes, but then we expose him to some pretty serious damage. Let's get the tank out first of all. So tank has moved out. Can he fire at the Def Culpta? I think he can, but the chance to hit. So the chance with the las cannon, we actually have a higher chance to take the thing out. Let's go ahead and fire. Ooh. Oh, so close. Avenge your fallen brothers, guardsmen. Come on, you can do it. Wow, look at that. He's on 1 HP. I don't think I've ever seen that. Well, this is a job for the Basilisk. We're going to have to hit this area anyway. Let's do it. Miss. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yes. You could definitely cook some marshmallows over that. Let's go ahead and fire with the multi-laser. And again, Chimera is not going to do that much damage to the Killican. But at this point, any amount of damage counts. You know, killing these Killicans before they can start firing at us is a big deal. Let's see. Also like how active the chat is today, guys. Great job. Let's burn them up. And yeah, this probably is not going to hurt the Killican at all, but it will hurt those units right there. 26, man. It's going to take us a while to take this thing down. Ah, okay. So, well, only humans inside a Geller field. That makes sense. He says, I'm going to play some Sanctus Reach myself. Nice, man. Shooting down helicopters with arty. Impressive. Most impressive. Indeed. Yes, absolutely true, Byron. Chimera performs beautifully against massed infantry. And look at that, 62 viewers, man. That's really great. I'm really glad to see you guys here. Make sure that, you know, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe here to Slytherin Games for future streams, things like that. You know, we try to do one just about every single day of the week except for weekends. So definitely stop by. We're always playing new games. We also have a user-based voting system for what we're going to play on Fridays. So if you guys want to jump on that, you can also share your thoughts. So I'm going to move the Psyker out. Actually, I'm going to do something a little dangerous here. I'm going to get the Psyker really close because I want to try the lightning attack. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we're going to be able to. Ugh. I'm just going to keep him here. In fact, I'm going to phase shift. I don't want him to die just because of a few orcs. That would be unfortunate, to say the least. Let's move these boys forward. Oh yeah, much better. The Ogrins forward. Now, the Ogrins, believe it or not, could pose a threat to the Killican. Maybe not. I expected a little bit of a better shot there. Just looking for some way to possibly get rid of that Killican before we start the next turn. Because I know that it's going to come back to bite us in the you-know-what. It's just not going to go well for us if he's still alive. So let's move these guys forward. Come on. No. We can at least fire at the Storm Boys, though. Oh, wow. Plasma Cannon versus Storm Boys. Major win. Plasma Gun, I should say. No Storm Boys left. That is great, man. Okay, we could move the Bullgrins up to take these guys on, but I think we're going to actually move the Bullgrins forward, because we're going to start moving towards this point. Where's our Prefectus? He's got to start getting out too. Remember, the Prefectus can eventually call in an airstrike, which is most useful. The Commissar also has his uses too, so we'll move the Commissar forward as well. As you can see, the infantry units can move into the tank traps. The armor units, of course, cannot. I think we can end there and turn it over to the orcs. Although, let me get this guy behind cover. There's no place for a guardsman to be. Yeah, this guy's still got a shot. I'm not going to waste it against the Killican because it's simply just not going to do much damage. So let's fire over here. Oh! Are you okay there, Psyker? He's doing just fine. Boom! There we go. Man, that's awesome. Ah, yes, Storm Boys are supposed to be elite orcs with IQ. To be honest, I don't think we're going to be able to finish, because we're doing a 1-hour stream today. This is quite a long mission. I doubt we'll finish the mission today, but we can certainly call it at the end if we've got a bet going. We've done it before to see who would win. I mean, so far, yes, I agree. We're doing pretty well. And remember, we are on the Grim Darkness settings. The one thing that I'm kind of concerned about is on the Grim Darkness setting, if we leave this area, it's very possible that the AI will just come back and take it, and then we're in a lot of trouble. So I think right now, so far, we would be winning. But there's still stuff to deal with here. All right, let's end the turn. Oh, poor guardsman. Look at that warbook. What is he doing? What is he doing? He just rolled right in front of this massive chimera to ostensibly do damage to it, but that didn't happen. That was kind of funny. Gosh, these orcs never cease to amaze me. As you can see, since our Psyker is in the warp, of course, with the I think it was the ectoplasmic shield. Was that what it was? He's doing quite good. Oh no, you guys see that, don't you? I told you, you got to be careful. Can't move out too soon. We did kill, thankfully we killed the Killican, but that thing right there, that's going to be a problem. A big one. Oh, I love the phase shift. Look at that. Can't catch me, can't catch me. Oh, it's beautiful. The phase shift is a really cool ability. Well, we got some more Storm Boys. Oh, sorry, guardsmen. See what I'm talking about here. The guardsmen, their HP is questionable. It really is. What we're going to do is use our Bullgrins to bash these guys' skulls in, hopefully. Again, hopefully. Tactical retreat, like. I love that. Okay, yeah, we're going to turn around. Multi-laser. Nice. And I will start moving forward. Remember, you've got to be slightly aggressive in this initial battle. There's no doubt about that. Can't be too aggressive, but if you just stay put the entire time, you're not going to get anything done. So what I'm going to try to do here, where's my Prefectus? And I'm hoping this is going to work, because if not, we are going to lose a Prefectus. We're going to call in an airstrike. Oh, man, that's way too close. Let's try again. That's really pushing it, but you know what? Just because I want you guys to be able to see something cool, let's do it. Oh, not bad, man. Not bad at all. At the same time, and I'm sorry, this is not the Prefectus, he's the Castellan. I'm still going to move him back a bit. Sorry, guardsmen. We're not letting you retreat. Fire at the Death Dread. Of course, as many of you know, that Death Dread is basically a kill-a-can on steroids. This thing is huge. It can take a lot of damage, and I mean a lot of damage. So we want to be very careful. Unfortunately for the guardsmen here, I'd rather that they get killed than we lose some of our valuable, actual tanks, etc. So I'm going to have to say, sorry guys. And again, since we don't have a regular... since we don't have a regular Lehman Russ tank, we have the one with the chain gun. It's going to be a little harder to kill this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the Vortex. Get that. 40 HP right away. And I'm going to throw an Ectoplasmic Bolt. Nice. We just did massive damage there. And he's still in phase shift as well. Oh, it's a weird boy. I just now noticed that's a weird boy right there, guys. It's one of the strongest orc shamans. You could see that they have the top of their head essentially cut off to reveal their brain. And as far as orcs go, these weird boys are pretty smart. So I definitely want to kill that thing if I can. Get another few shots here on him. Oh, that was a miss. Where is the Commissar? Yeah, we're still not in range, really. Got a lot of respect for that weird boy there that decided to get right up close and personal. Not a smart idea, but pretty brave, man. Pretty brave. Come on, Ogrins. And we could move the Hellhound forward, although the thing is the Hellhound primarily relies on his flame ability. Don't think he's going to be very useful against these metallic enemies here, the Killicans. He's really probably not going to be able to do much damage to them. Let's move the Bolgrins up. Believe it or not, the Bolgrins can actually beat down a Killican fairly easily. I mean, they're that strong. But we're going to leave the Hellhound behind. Sorry, Mr. Hellhound. These Ogrins over here. The rest of these guys are probably going to have to stay put and defend the area. Oh yeah, that's definitely a kill. Those guys are not coming back. Sorry, orcs. My apologies. All right, we're going to end the turn. I'll jump into the chat here. Man, I'm loving the chat today. You guys are chatting away. It's awesome. Byron was asking, is that Grim Darkness difficulty? It absolutely is. We are playing in Grim Darkness. Yeah, I think, wow, Muso made a good but frightening point there. Yes, I mean, if that ever happens, wow. I mean, first of all, how would they refund people their games? You know, that's number one. It's actually kind of scary to think if Steam goes down, what would happen? A lot of people would be very upset. I'm not sure that it would mean that PC gaming would die, but I'm sure that, you know, geez, the amount of lawsuits, I can only imagine how nasty that could get. If Steam was to crash or go down or something like that, they would certainly, you know, have to pay back their users for all the games or give some sort of deal. Let's turn it over to the orcs, boys and girls. Oh, how many war buggies do you have? Come on. talking about, baby. You gotta love that warp. It looks like they've got some more armored units on the way. Fire. He's doing a pretty good job. I have to give it to the old Killican. As you can see, the farther into the mission we get heavier enemy units. They've been hanging back the entire time, sort of waiting for us to attempt a push. And now they are definitely letting us know that they could end us very quickly if they wanted to. Now, this is hilarious. We could also go ahead and call in a massive artillery barrage with our Castellan. But before we do, I want to make sure that we're calling it in the right area, because I don't want our own guys to get hit. So here we go. Hope for the best.
We will drown the enemy in imperial blood.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 1 HP. That was the most pathetic of all airstrikes we've done, or artillery strikes we've done. 1 HP. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And obviously with the Bulgrins, we're actually better off moving forward to attack these guys. But right now, I think the wreckage is in the way. So I'm going to see if they could smash that wreckage. And they're Bulgrins, so that's really not a big deal for them at all. As you can see, they just cracked right through it. But man, I did not expect the artillery strike to fail so miserably. Oh no, side shots. That's going to hurt. Yep, 33 HP, man. We're going to turn the hull towards the enemy, but we're going to stay in front of our Bulgrins, sort of as a defensive shield. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not great, but against a Killican, pretty good stuff. Unfortunately, I think we're going to lose this Chimera this or next turn. Let's actually mass all our fire on one enemy. I think we should take them down one by one. I'd much rather deal with just one Killican than have to deal with two. And much like orcs, Ogrins and Bulgrins are barely afraid of anything, so they're not really going to mind getting up here close and personal to the enemy. There's really no point in using the arty against them. Number one, they're out of range, and number two, the arty against an armored unit is not going to do nearly as much damage. I do, however, want to kill that weird boy. So let's go ahead and fire. Target the weird boy. Oh boy, they're missing. It's that orc heresy at work here. There we go. Come on. We'll give you a medal if you can get this one. Oh my gosh, he's down to 1 HP. That's so annoying. I think I'm going to send my... Oh, the guardsmen have a chance here, guys. The Lasgun Dawnbringers have a chance to get a beautiful kill here from distance. This has got to be the equivalent game-wise of like maybe a kilometer. Yes! Oh, yes. And if you guys just saw that massive explosion and the negative HP, we basically just reduced the HP of all the orcs in that area, because when the weird boy dies, he actually explodes with this energy, and it actually wounds any units in the vicinity. So we actually hurt them in more ways than one. That's a pretty great attack there. See, yeah, we still got those war buggies. Those things are so annoying. And really, like I said before, I'm not even concerned about the damage they deal. It's just the fact that they can snag a point really quickly and get out of there. Otherwise, they're really not that good. When I play orcs, I never take war buggies. I just refuse to. I see them as very, very useless. Unless you're like the kind of player that enjoys playing a really fast game, you know, they're just not for me. Look at this field. I mean, we have just caused an absolute carnage of orcs here. They're lying in the snow. They're frozen stiff, blood everywhere. Although, of course, some brave guardsmen have fallen too. And I'm sure the Emperor won't forget them. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep these guys here. Somebody's got to stay behind and protect the area. And unfortunately, that task is going to fall to these units. Make sure that we've got everything set up. Unfortunately, we did not get a priest for this battle, and that's because, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, the priest is given to the Space Wolves, which is another faction in this game, and that priest has an excellent ability because he can basically, increase the health of a bunch of units, and you can get really far with him. But with the Imperial Guard, it's a bit tougher. Fire, and once again, you can see there, grenades to a mechanized unit like that barely do any damage at all. Some plasma guns, though. But we've also got wreckage in the way. Move the Psyker out here. Should probably phase shift just to be safe. Okay, let's end it. Oh, what are you guys running away for? Come back. We were having fun. Those war buggies were like, no thanks. We are not interested in dying. Not today. Oh, there's that phase shift. Oh. He just can't hit me, can you? Poor guy. Nice return fire. How great would it be if we got a return fire kill, and we just did? So that's reactionary fire is actually the name for that. And in the same way we see those red tiles when we move into an area and get hit, the enemy sees those red tiles too. So they took a risk there, and they just lost their Killican without doing any damage to us. We should be very, very happy. And here we go, guys. This is a good opportunity to show you guys the level up system. So if you look over here on the left, we now get to choose from Interrogate. Years on the front line has taught these men that the best way to get rid of intel is to get it yourself. Find location of all enemies in the fog of war. That is really useful, especially on this mission. And we also have the bionic legs. Shooting yourself in the foot will not get you out of physical training. You have been warned. Increase movement. No, I'm going to take the Interrogate skill. That's a really cool skill. And if you guys notice, the health of our Ogrins has increased. So I'm going to move forward over here first of all. And I am going to open fire from the flank here on the enemy. That should do a little more damage. And indeed it has. Oh yeah, definitely. And let's see. Does this really reveal the fog of war, or do we actually have to play the skill? I think we need to actually play the skill next turn. But that's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Come on. Give the boys a kill before the end of the stream. Yes! Yes! I think we can definitely assume that if this keeps on, I'm pretty much going to get a victory. I know essentially what's left. There is, I don't know if it's a Gorkanaut. There is one more massive enemy enemy vehicle / mech. It might be a Gorkanaut. It might be something slightly smaller. I don't want to give away the surprise to anybody. But yeah, it's not over yet, put it that way. Another thing, guys, is there are actually 3 victory points on the map. I showed you guys this one and this one right here because that's what I usually go to, but there's also one over here. So, you can go left or right. It's totally up to you. You only have to capture 3. You don't have to capture all 4. So we already have one down here. If we take this one or either one on the left or the right, then we win. It's that simple. And pretty great way to win, if you ask me. Okay. Probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to send the Chimera out. See if I can spot those war buggies on the run. Oh, yeah. Oh, you definitely got to get out of here. Here we go. the grenade launchers aren't going to do much here. Okay, well, we get to use our lightning. Let's take the risk. Oh, that is awesome. 42 HP damage. Really neat. That's that warp lightning, man. Okay, guys, well, we are coming to the end of this stream. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I'm so glad 54 of you here, and I think originally we had like 60, 65. Really, really great. I'm glad to see people interested in this game. Don't forget, please, to check out the voting page for our Friday game. Check out the straw poll. Tomorrow we're going to be playing Strategic Command World War II War in Europe. For those of you that were with us before, we've been playing... Basically, we've tried playing as the Germans. We've also tried playing the D-Day landings. We might go ahead and do the D-Day landings again. I've had to sort of set up my PC again, so all the save game files that I initially had are no longer there. So we might have a fresh start. And maybe we could actually do a little bit of what we did when we played Gary Grigsby's War in the East, and that is we can give you guys control of a few units, and you can let us know in the chat how you want those units to perform, where you want those units to attack, etc. So we can make some officers here in the chat. I think that would be pretty fun. Muso here is going to share the awesome Slytherin and Matrix YouTube channels. If you want to check out my channel, I'll drop it down below as well. Please do stop by and subscribe. And if you want to just click my name, you can find my Twitch channel. I do want to thank you guys again for stopping by. It's been awesome, and I always love to read the chat, but today the chat was just 10 out of 10. Really good work, guys. I'll see you next time, and thanks again.